Here we are. Just picked Fob up in Dana's Jag. In the Jag. So we just put the old sat nav on. Yeah, Blackpool bound, baby. Blackpool bound. Updates as we go along.
To the right, in 300 yards onto A50.
Where are we up to? Stoke-on-Trent.
Now keep to the right.
What a shithole.
Mr. Meddings. Look at the back. It's on Fobbert. He thinks he's going for fucking a week.
I thought I'd have the most bags, to be fair.
Yeah, Rob's like a woman.
Full
All his
wigs.
high heels and wigs in there. Right, making good progress so far.
Stoke still. But this is the M6 now. Yeah, we're just getting on the M6. And
Getting on the M6. Rob's fake smile. Does you like your little
psychopath smile like Jeffrey
No, that's the
Dahmer.
smile that you make to people you don't know when you're walking the dog and you say good morning to them.
Jeffrey Dahmer smile, that is.
I tell you what, Jeffrey Dahmer drank fucking bud better than I ever could. You watch it, man, he's fucking necking them. Right, that was a piss stop. Where were we? Road chef. Can't remember where we are. Yeah. Still en route. No rain yet. So that's a good one. So yeah. Make a good time. Right, we're on the way to now St Helens.
Yeah, probably St Helens. Sat in traffic.
Yeah, traffic ain't great. We're not at a standstill yet, which is good.
We don't do standstills in the Jag.
He's just a fucking smile again. He weren't smiling a minute ago, honestly.
He's done nothing but moan about needing a wee.
Yeah, he did need a wee. He's only got a fucking small bladder. Bladder of a fucking child. Or undiagnosed prostate cancer. Insisting it down. We're about 30 miles out now.
36, I think it said.
We're to Preston. I thought last one I was 30. Oh, he's not smiling anymore.
Rob's got to get his hair cut when we get there.
Again. Yeah. Not long now. Got to be like last stretching. That's not the tower.
No. 4G is going to affect our brains.
We ain't got any brains. To be honest, traffic has not been that bad at all. There you go, look.
300 yards onto 5,230.
Not took us long at all to get up here.
Now turn left.
No, it's been an easy drive.
Yeah. Here we are. Made good time. Made good time.
Now turn right.
Batmobile, this is.
Look. Yeah, looks lovely, doesn't it?
Sunny Blackpool.
No.
Might get me some seafood. Got any crabs on your cock?
Yeah. You want some crabs in your cock?
I'm good, thanks.
You want to lick me cockles?
Rob's got no muscles.
Oh, yeah, Rob's got muscles, man. He's been working out. In sciatica, they were down there, the Big Dipper, look, not far from there. Go around the corner. So we won't be going all the way up, guys, because we're down this end.
Blackpool
Please
lights look
turn
shit
half
in the
right
day.
in 300 yards
Got wires.
onto New South Promenade. Then is your destination.
Down here somewhere, I think.
It says a half left in a minute.
Welcome back, YouTube. Tutor UK, welcome back to the video. And you've seen, hopefully you've seen, a bit of footage of the Jolly Boys out into Blackpool. So we went up there for Play Expo, of course, as the title suggests. I'm not perceiving this video to be that long, not a great lot of pickups, to be honest, but I thought let's make a video because there's things that need to be discussed and said and talked about. and showing off. And people thanked as well. So thanks to Dainster driving Fob and myself up there. Really made the journey, to be honest. Quite nice to have other people to bounce off of those that have travelled solo. And I have done Blackpool on my own on the train, which is good. I do like train travel, to be honest. But it's always nice to share the journey. And yeah, we went in the Jag. So it made swift work of said journey. And like I say, hopefully you've seen some of the footage there. I was just taking little bits and bobs. I didn't really plan to film much of the weekend. I was just there to enjoy myself, meet old and new friends alike, and just have a good time, which happened. It happened. The weather, I would say, was probably the worst I've seen at Blackpool, especially on the Friday and the Saturday night. It was horrendous. I don't think I've been that soaking wet that quickly. No word of a lie. It was ridiculous. Crossed over from our hotel to the tram station, and it looked like you'd been doused in like a fucking 2 gallons of water. So off the back of that, our hotel, yeah, least said probably the better. We couldn't shut one of the windows. So Fob and myself, we shared a room. I had one single booked and one twin. So we all basically flipped coins, Goonie style, Stand By Me style. We didn't get any goochers. And Dana got the single, so it was me and Fob. We're used to sharing anyway. But anyway, yeah, we couldn't shut this window on Friday night in this hotel room. And I must admit, I woke up and I thought it was the bed, but I had like real sort of aches in my back and my neck. Anyway, transpires by the Sunday, definitely by the Monday, Fob and me weren't feeling the best. I'd seen a few people popped up that got the old Rona. Fob had done a test; it wasn't the Rona. I think we've just got to chill. A, from being fucking soaked, and B, from having that window open the Friday. But yeah, you got to get the conflu, man. You got to get bronchitis, haven't you? At one point in your life, it builds your immune system up. But yeah, it was a fab weekend overall, and there was one chap who stayed in our room. I'll mention him now because everyone's going to know about him. Ryan, UK video game pirate. I think he stole the weekend. It has to be said. There was one other person that was primed to take that position, but I think he's been usurped by Ryan. A bit of a character, bit of a handful of a character. So Ryan, if you're watching this, maybe not drink so much during the day, buddy. Because yeah, he's a force of nature. He's a force unto himself. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I don't think, especially me and Dana, Rob, maybe not so much, but me and Dana will not forget that tram ride back from the Norbreck on the Saturday afternoon. That's gone down in folklore. But talking to Ryan, I mean, the guy's generous to a fault. He had a little bag of stuff that he was handing out. Was it on the Saturday? Was it the Friday? I think it was might have been the Saturday. And he had a load of, like I said, load of games that he's dished out. This was the only one I didn't have. I had looked at this from CEX, a Super Nintendo game. This is American. I say I'm not overly fussed regarding regions on some games. Some games I do like them from what I had. This one I never had. I do recall 2 guys at work. They played, I think, the successors to these, and I got confused with what I thought was Frontier as well. What they played, not Wing Commander. Because I thought, I said to him, Wing Commander's space trading, and it's not. It's more like Star Wars X-Wing. So yeah, we've got Wing Commander on the American SNES, Super Nintendo. Lovely condition, manual, dust cover, the lot. So Ryan, it's got a home for life, and it had a box protector as well. But yeah, lovely condition. That'll go to my, I don't know if you can see it, my American, you can't see it, Super Nintendo games. I'll have to find, I am running out of space. Those eagle eye will see them games there. I still haven't moved anything down. I've got a tiny little section down there, which you can't see. So yeah, we're going to have to do the old fucking truffle shuffle and get stuff moving. Pile of stuff. Not tat. That's not the tat's down there. Like that tat's accrued again. I'll have to fill another fucking crate. Oh, talking of filling crates, events. I mentioned in the last vid, you've got the video game exhibition. Video game exhibition, I think, is in Nottingham. Following myself for stalling out. But also it's been announced is retro video game market in Birmingham on the 4th of December, I think. It's a Sunday. So make yourself available for that. There's a new kid in town who could be there with some of his wares. I'll not say anything other than that, but yeah, I think some old people are returning as well from some of the other events, like from Doncaster and that. So it should be pretty good. That's two sort of markets, if you like, in December for you guys to attend. One in Nottingham, one in Birmingham. Right, back to Blackpool. So again, those that may have seen it, you probably didn't give a shit, but I took a handful of games up. I didn't take any sales stuff or anything because I thought I don't want to deal with that of an evening. So I took a handful of games up. I thought we'll do something different, try and make a bit of a focal point, I suppose, for the evening. So I had like 5 games, all sort of similarly wrapped, so you couldn't guess what they were. When you've seen the games that I'd showed on the old cinnamon challenge, that's what it was. Just had a tablespoon of cinnamon, less than a minute, and you get a prize. To be honest, I give everyone a prize anyway who took part, because a lot of people weren't even fucking man enough to try it. I don't want to do it either. I did have some footage. I didn't have some footage. But what transpired is probably best that I didn't have that footage anyway. 2 people sort of didn't do it, 3 people did. So it was pretty much a muchness. But to give you a flavour, I'll put this little clip in here. This is Quinny Mandela, who managed to fail but still got a prize. Right, Craig, give us your YouTube name.
Quinklex,
Quinklex.
Super Quintendo.
What do you think your chances are of doing this?
1% bad. Low.
Quinklex cinnamon challenge.
Wet the whistle. 2 seconds.
Here we go.
Cinnamon challenge.
Fair play. Nearly did it.
You need tissues?
No good?
No. Oh, bad. Bad.
Yeah, so Craig, Super Quintendo, Quinklex, he didn't do it. But that's kind of the gist of it. So a lot of people did, a lot of people didn't. The chap that probably would have had Blackpool 2022 assigned to his name forever was a Chile, chap called Chile 128, I think. Again, all the people, I'll put the links down below. Yeah, let's just sort of say it didn't go well for Chile, but fair play to him, man. You know, he fucking come back, cleaned himself up, and he was he owned the failure. That's what I'll probably say. And them that were there will know. Them that weren't, that's your own fucking fault, because you shouldn't have pissed off the fucking arcade club, should you? But yeah, it was memorable nonetheless. But I say overshadowed by Ryan's escapades. But the people that did take part, so Ryan was the first one, video game pirate, UK video game pirate. He managed to do it. We had Paul the Ink Northerner, he managed to do it. Quinklex failed. Chili 128 failed. And then a chap who'd come all the way down from London as well, I think Ryan's South Coast, it was SN and his sister Ellie. Ellie did the challenge, SN didn't. He weren't man enough. So little Ellie managed to do the challenge, and she won the game. So fair play. And he's called UK Croydon Mint Gamer, or Croydon Mint Gamer, not UK. Croydon Mint Gamer, or Collector. Oh fuck, Collector. It was great to meet SN and his sister. I think they were just there until Saturday, and they were going back. But yeah, nice to see, I say, new faces. But yeah. And then we all headed into town to old shenanigans, and more mayhem ensued, let's just say that. And again, you were there. If you weren't, tough shit. You should have fucking come along. talking about the actual event itself and that sort of, you know, everyone calls it the YouTube meetup. It's not really YouTube meetup anymore. I'm afraid to say, it's more like people have their own little followings. They all meet around. I found it very fragmented, very segregated. I mean, to be fair, we probably didn't get there ordinarily in the past years. We've always been in that, what I call the long bar, the main sort of, I suppose, the family bar, if you like. We've always been near the window because with that, then you can move the tables around. There's plenty of space. But seeing people just of that evening last time, just seemingly congregated up towards them that know it, where the sort of snack bar thing is. Yeah, and they're just pockets of people everywhere. Are very much like the sort of bar at the end, which I don't really like because that's very much the same sort of thing. You end up getting a lot of people just sitting in their own little huddles, and it just doesn't, for me, it doesn't feel like the Friday night meetup, to be honest. It never did. We've been in there twice, I think, and I didn't like it. Like I say, just didn't feel like it used to. But then again, YouTube don't feel like it used to me. So I'm just getting old, miserable, and maybe it's time for me to, yeah, pack it all in, perhaps. But them that were there, you know, we, the people at the other end, we all pushed tables together and we had a jolly old time.
Cloud architect.
Oh, hell, got it, yeah.
Oh, yes, God.
You feel gone here?
I don't think I've felt this joke in my life.
You'll be alright.
We had a few of our team leave AWS because they
everyone do karaoke?
You know,
They're doing it now.
it could be quite brutal, and they left to join.
I think I'd already gone to Arcade Club, which, yeah, I mean, you wanted to experience it, then great. But each to their own. Each to their own. You know, yeah, Blackpool. It's your what I would call my holiday. So it's our holiday. But yeah, I wouldn't have called it a real YouTuber meetup at all. It's very much just people mixing with their own groups, I suppose, their own cliques, whatever you want to call it. Whereas in the past years, you know, it would be 30 plus people all talking to each other, all mixing together, and it just weren't like that. I just didn't feel the vibe. But maybe that's just, I say, that's to me how YouTube is now anyway. It feels very fragmented, very broken in that sense, very tribal. That's probably the best word, very tribal. And you know, it's just the way it's gone, I suppose. But the actual event itself, again, for me, it's not a great deal to get excited about. Played some of the arcade games, played some of the pinballs, less pinball tables there. Managed to get an Addams Family. Everything was rammed as usual. And by 11, half 11, some of the machines are broke, which is standard because you've got kids ragging on them. So there was quite a lot, not quite a lot. There's probably a handful of machines that were down. A lot of them still working, but queues and whatever. So I managed to get on a few things. I had a blast, you know. Trader Hall was probably one of the better ones it's been for a while, has to be said. But I weren't really there to buy. I was trying to sort of keep a tight grip on the purse strings, I suppose. But I managed to get a few bits. Cause I always like to get you know, a few things, as token gestures from Blackpool. I'd seen this guy. He was there. He was at Birmingham, the last Birmingham gaming market. Asian fella. Had a couple of tables. Now, this wasn't, I don't think, badly priced, but everything was sealed up. And I said to him, "Has it got a manual in it?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Would you do 10 quid?" He said, "Yeah." It was 12 quid. So I stood there in front of him, opened it. There's no fucking manual in it. See, that's a bit naughty. That's a bit naughty. But at £10, I thought, you know what, I'll still have it. Because he offered to give me my money back. But I just thought, it's not good, mate. You shouldn't be doing that. And they were properly sealed. Not like, you know, the creepy plastic bags. No, these were like stuck down. Once you opened it, you can't put it back in a bag kind of thing. But we've got Sports Challenge on the NES. So I had to get an NES one. And, you know, box. The box is in great condition. It's got the weird insert. Got no manual. So I do need to source a manual. But looking on eBay, it would appear, because this is the plug-through edition, you know what the plug-through edition is. And it is different. The back's different. and it would appear that this version is this box version is slightly harder to get than the standard black cartridge version. But yeah, for £10 I thought, yeah, we'll take that. But yeah, bit naughty sealing things in a bag, and then when asked is it complete and stuff, and then because you can't check it because you'll have to rip the bag open. Don't like that. I don't mind the creepy plastic bags, which I'll show you one in a minute, because you can reseal them, and you know, as a seller you don't mind. Yeah, have a look. But to actually do that, not so sure. Again, there was a lot of stalls, lot more stalls selling actual fucking retro stuff for a change. No swords, no, what's a Cocoa Pop, was a Funko Pops, I can't remember. No fudge Russ. What was I going to say? I did buy some stuff from Console Passion. Spotted this on the back on a little shelf thing, just laying down. I'm guessing a lot of people have walked past it. I leant over, grabbed it because I could reach it. Seen it was what the price was, and I was like, "Oh, can I have a look at this?" Again, it's in the creepy plastic bag. For 20 quid, 20 bones. I'll show you. 20 quid. Look, this is what I'm about. These creepy bags, you can reseal them. Anyway, 20 quid. We've got me a boxed Game Genie. Everything's in there. It's got like the old, that tape I do believe is from factory, so I'm going to leave that because I think that's how it came. But it's got the instructions, it's got all the internal cardboard and everything. So at 20 quid, I thought that's not a bad deal. So when I got back, I had a quick look on eBay, and I was a bit like, oh, maybe it weren't. But actually, the condition of this compared to some of those, and the fact that it's got everything in it, it actually is a fucking good price, I think. For 20 quid. I don't know how long it had been there. I don't recall seeing it at Console Passion, but then again, they kind of like move stuff around it quite a lot. Got a bit of a old sticker, got to get that off. But yeah, I thought it was a nice little, you know, addition just for the NES set. So yeah, 20 quid. But what I did, I thought, well, can't I come to Blackpool? Not get one of these. I did look at Scottish Japanese Islands store, but it gets overwhelming, and because it's so popular, you end up feeling like you're getting, even me, feel like you're getting squished a bit, and I don't like that, you know. And I'm not fucking saying everyone should fuck off, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. You do like to be able to breathe a little bit, and fuck me, talk about breathing. I don't know what it is with some people. Like, clearly you're staying in Blackpool, you must be staying in a fucking hotel or B&B. Have a bastard shower. Fuck me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Still, and half the time you just want to move because someone just fucking hums. Guys, girls, if you've got friends and they stink, fucking tell them. Just tell them, look, you need to go and have a shower. They'll thank you for it. I'll thank you for it. Everyone else in the room will thank you for it. But anyway, at Console Passion, they had the little glass case where some of the slightly more expensive stuff generally is, but not all the time, which is odd. I'd seen this one at a price. I said to the chap, would you do 50 quid for this and the Game Genie? He said, yeah. 4 quid off. So we've got Honey or Hanny in the Sky and the PC Engine. Quirky shooter. I haven't played it yet. I haven't fired the old engine up because I say I've been a bit, you can probably hear it from my voice, but it's not been the Rona. It's not been the Rona. It's just been, fucking believe it or not, just a cold. Bit of a cold, bit of a chill, I think. But yeah, Hanny in the Sky, very weird, unusual, peculiar shooter, vertical shooter. From what I've seen, people, you know, there is another one, Hanny on the Road as well, which is not a shooter, and it's more like a side-scrolling platformer, but you basically move Hanny or Honey between the different 3 planes. Again, it's meant to be quite quirky and quite unique. It looks like a giant condom, but yeah. So say, you know, not a great deal spent. That's literally what was spent. Far too much money on beer and beer. Talk about beer. So I was drinking, but I was drinking and I was good, man. I stayed on it. lager shandy?
Oh, first beer, about shandy, over a year. We've got the Jippo with us. What's his name? What's the bare knuckle Jippo fighter called?
Oh, Brad Pitt from Snap. Gypsy Joe Joyce.
That's it, Joyce. Joe Joyce.
He's the fair play man. Have no dirty fighting here.
Not fighting.
No dirty games here.
Some of varying degrees. I'm sure one or two of the lads only got me a lager top. I could tell the difference, trust me. But yeah, you know, I was having a good time. I was relaxed. We had some nice food actually. We didn't just eat shit. We went to the Wetherspoons because where we stayed was, if Blackpool Tower's the middle, if you like, you've got Norbreck up that end, which is like 2.5 miles. We were the equivalent down that end. So it's quite nice, just seeing a different bit of Blackpool, essentially. That's all it was about. And we had the tram ticket. So, yeah, you know, the tram journey is like, what, 20 minutes, 25 minutes or something like that. But it was something different. Just thought we'd try somewhere different. But, yeah, like I said, did partake in some drinking. It's not a gateway drug. It's not a gateway drink for me because I'm not drank all week again. I'm not drinking now. And that's probably how I'll roll with it. You know, when I go to somewhere or meet up or whatever, that's what I'll probably do. So I'm still technically drinking, still having a laugh. And to be honest, it's fucking don't take that much from a lager shandy to get me buzzing anyway. Cheap date. Everyone that was there, that was there. Like I say, new people that I'd met was for first time was Ryan, Essen and his sister Ellie. There's a load of old faces, you know, people that have been going for a couple of years, people maybe not so many years. Nice to see Matt Metropolis made a comeback. He came up with Craig Goodwin's Place. Custado all the way over from Holland. Nice to see Custado all the time. He's on his own now. He's on his own. None of the Dutch contingent came over with him, but nice to see Custado. I pointed him out to Dana because Dana didn't know what he looked like. That's Custado. Was there anybody new? I'm going to forget if there was. I'm going to feel bad. Ollie, 8-bit boy, Ollie, 8-bit boy UK Ollie. I've seen him in the actual trader hall. Ickle, is it Ickle man? So I spotted him. He didn't see me. I think he was busy on his phone chasing variants. They were all chasing variants that day. I think he'd missed the boat from what he was telling me. So nice to see Ollie. I think Clint was supposed to come, he didn't turn up. Daz and Jay were supposed to turn up. Daz had some stuff at home, so that got kiboshed. Marcus, Dad and lads. Again, I'm just trying to think of people that hadn't been to Blackpool before, or when I'd been there anyway, because I didn't go last year. And Tommy. So I've got a clip of them actually. Yeah, Marcus was in his shorts, but Tommy, yeah, he's a lad. He's a lad. Fair play to him, man. Cheaper date than I am. Who else was new? I can't think. I think that was it that I'd not seen at Blackpool before. Not that I'd never seen. I met Marcus and Tommy at Doncaster before. I think that was it. But on the Saturday, shouldn't do that. Then maybe anyway. On the Saturday, a few people turned up just for Saturday, the actual opening of the event rather than the Friday night, and someone who's taken the place of Craig's Here Again as the sign out the back of your boot to make a few quid at Blackpool, came up with Dylan, Hyper Trigger X, Dylan, and it was Millhouse. So Millhouse turned up, taking the place of Craig's Here Again, making a profit out of his boot. It's Eddie, there was a bit of a joke. Dylan called Eddie Millhouse when he took his glasses off. He did look a little bit like Millhouse. But young Eddie, and I haven't forgot Edward, I will sort you out, I will look after you very kindly, out of his boot. Eddie's having a bit of a clear out, a bit of a thin, bit of a cull. So there weren't great deal there for me, but there was two things. First up was Darwin 4081 on the Japanese Mega Drive. It looks like a bit of a vertical shooter. Apparently this was Big Game Owls, and it hasn't been in Eddie's possession for very long, Millhouse's possession, so it's found a new home. Forever home, Alan, I'll have you know. And this is the most expensive one. I'd got this from CX once or twice, 100 quid in CX. I think the last one, the manual was shagged, and it's Rocket Robot on wheels. Yeah, it's a semi-tricky one to get on the N64. So yeah, I'm in Eddie's pocket, but I'll sort him out. I've got to pay fucking electric bill, you know. These lights don't pay for themselves. But yeah, so many thanks to Millhouse Eddie for these two. I say, greatly received. Will look outstanding. Well, you can't see my Mega Drive slip down there, but the N64 down there, can you see it? No, can't see it. So never mind. But yeah, all that's left to say is, if you see me at Plague Expo, nice to see you. Again, for me, it's not got that same magic, I suppose, as in previous years. Again, I just think it's gone a bit tribal, probably is the best word. Whereas everyone used to mix together, I think, yeah, it's just fractious, and but that's, you know, look, at the end of the day, on the Saturday, Rob, me, and Dana, we had the fucking right blast. We just went out, we did our thing, so it don't matter. It don't really matter. It just would have been nice on the Friday night for it to be a bit more inclusive, I suppose. But again, I put that probably partly down to where everyone sort of sat, which was at the top end near that sort of snack bar-y thing. And in previous years, we've been in that bar, which I don't like. Again, for the exact same reason, it just creates little pockets of people. It gets very broken. Whereas if in previous years where we sat, you've seen pictures, you've seen videos, that long bar is kind of a more open, flowing, and people, yeah. But what do I know? Look, I'm an old dinosaur, man. It's probably about time I jacked all this shit in. Let's be honest. And on that note, take it easy, YouTube, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye. They don't make us wear anything.
They do.
Ronnie Craig's turned up.
I prefer Ronnie Corbett, to be fair.
Ronnie Corbett, yeah.